I believe in Tallulin. I believe in Tallulin.
MMA Guru says Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu sucks in self-defense. I know he's just coping because he got subbed by a guy back in the day. Like, listen, man, MMA Guru's just wrong, dude. Jiu-Jitsu is the most savage martial art that there's ever been. It is, man. Like, you guys don't understand. Jiu-Jitsu people think it doesn't work in the street. Like, all right, well, fight me then. All right, see what happens. See what happens. Try to put my jiu-jitsu to the test. You know, not everyone that does jiu-jitsu is Charles Oliveira, right? Not everyone that does jiu-jitsu is like Craig Jones. You know, the average blue belt in jiu-jitsu is going to get crushed by, you know, half. They're basically going to get crushed more than 50% of the time if they're taking on anyone that's a wrestler or someone that's like a deadly Muay Thai striker, right? Because there's not a whole lot of takedowns in jiu-jitsu. And that's a flaw in jiu-jitsu gyms is they don't really teach people takedowns or judo trips or all these other things that often. They don't focus on it that much. But listen, at the school that I used to train at, I used to train with the Danaher squad. And I remember John Danaher told me something that I'll never forget. And he said, Lucas, if every single day you do jiu-jitsu, why would you neglect judo? And I said, that's a really interesting question, John Danaher, because I actually used to do it. And he told me, listen, man, don't neglect it. And I said, you know, from there on out, I started doing judo and I never stopped. And now my judo is a whole lot better and my jiu-jitsu is a whole lot more effective. John Danaher. I used to train with the Danaher squad. You know what? I don't like to talk about that stuff too much because I like to humble myself and I don't like to talk about myself like that. It's a humble world. But listen, yeah, jiu-jitsu is probably the soyest of the big five. You know, if we're talking Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, right? No, I haven't done any jiu-jitsu. I've literally done 2 jiu-jitsu classes in my entire life, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. BJJ is hard as fuck. It's not. I didn't drop BJJ. I never even started it, and also it wasn't because it was hard. It was just because I didn't like it that much. I didn't think it was fun. Maybe it's something where you have to invest a lot of time into before you really start to like it. It's the same thing with the gym. Not everyone loves it the first time they work out. You got to really force yourself to make it a routine, make it a habit. But I didn't enjoy it. I much preferred kickboxing. Today I sparred grappling with my friend who was curious what's the difference. I'm 6 months into BJJ. He's 20 pounds heavier. It was like playing with a child. Yeah, for sure. If you're grappling against someone that is only 20 pounds heavier, then they don't know what the hell they're doing. It's going to be like boxing against a guy that doesn't know what they're doing that's 20 pounds heavier. If you are somewhat experienced in boxing. But yeah, I mean, I'm not someone that thinks jiu-jitsu would work on the street. Like try fighting any of the guys that do ADCC. You get absolutely you get destroyed unless you're actually really good on the feet and you just hurt them badly before they can get to you. Yes, of course. Yeah. I'm not someone that thinks jiu-jitsu is useless. I'm just saying if you have a guy like Rod Tang, okay, and you put Rod Tang up against someone like Mikey Mussolini, is that even his last name, bro? You get my point. Mikey Muses, whatever the fuck his name is. All right, this guy in 1FC, I bet Rod Tang beats him in a fight. Musamechi. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I just called him Mussolini, huh? Musamechi. Yeah, dude. Listen, man. I think that Rod Tang beats him in a fight. That's all I'm saying. And I've seen Musamechi actually do some Muay Thai, but yeah, Rod Tang would maul him. I do think so too. Obviously, if it hits the mat, it's over. But I don't know if Mikey has the greatest ability to close the distance and not fear getting kneed in the face. And how is he going to react to getting kneed in the face? So that's my point. Mikey versus Bradley Martin. Bradley Martin would absolutely mop the floor with him. It wouldn't even be close. It would not be close at all. If all things are equal, I think that I think a striker can give BJJ guys some serious issues because the best fighters in MMA that use their jiu-jitsu also have fantastic wrestling. Charles Oliveira's got great wrestling. Even Brian Ortega's got some wrestling, and he's got boxing. You know, that's how these guys are able to get the fights to the ground. There's a reason why someone like Crone Gracie's cheeks. It's because that's all he knows. Guard puller, yeah. But of course, you know, if you're taking someone like Mikey and you're putting him up against just some guy that's boxed for 6 months, I mean, you know, he's probably going to win. You can't be all, yeah, exactly. You can't be all jiu-jitsu. I don't respect jiu-jitsu as a sport. It's basically a juicing. Well, it doesn't mean you can't respect it as a sport. If you mean, yeah, I see what you mean, but the sport is more than just ADCC, right? I mean, okay, you respect it as a martial art. You just don't respect the high level competition. Fair enough. But listen, if everyone's juiced, then it's kind of an even playing field. It's like saying you don't respect bodybuilding, competitive bodybuilding, because it's just a juice sport. Well, fair enough. You don't have to like it, but it's not like, oh, these guys are having unfair advantages. They're all juicing. But of course, you could definitely have your own reasons for why you only want to watch natties. But if that's the case, then you're watching MMA, and there's a whole lot of guys that are juicing in MMA too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.